Alright, the wind was really crappy that day, so let me try a voiceover. The second generation Chevy Volt. You've heard Volt drivers talk about how awesome it is. You've heard Prius drivers say that it's the devil. But will it stroller? So one of the things that we've decided to do between reviews is put together a standard kit. That way every single vehicle we review is held to the same line as far as what'll fit inside. So here it is. Here's the kit. We've got a backpack, baby bag, water bottle, umbrella stroller, full-size stroller for 3 with a kickstand on the back. We've got car seats, including a Kleck Foomph, a Kleck Flow, and a Diano Radiant. For the bonus round, we've got an umbrella stroller, so if any car can get that in as well as all the other stuff at the end, they'll get extra points. The back of the Chevy Volt's pretty nice. Not a heck of a lot of room, but plenty for 4.5 people or so. I do like how the anchors are positioned. Chevy likes to hide them, and in the Volt, it's kind of no exception. You just push this little thing aside and you can get to the anchors. And in the end, this is a hatchback, so just like any other hatchback, you can usually cram a lot of stuff back in here. I'm kind of excited to see what will all fit.
So let's take that whole kit of stuff and try to cram it in the car. All right, first off, we'll try the Kleck Flow, the one that we use for a middle one. Now, in the Chevy Volt, this middle seat is a seat, and it does have a seat belt, but it's realistically a seat in name only. They've got this huge center console and battery pack that runs through the bottom. So it's going to be tough for a third full adult to sit here unless their legs are straddling it. But it works pretty okay for a car seat. Now for our Diano backpack seat. And our other forward-facing seat, a Kleck Foomph. We have 3 of these Kleck seats because they are so narrow. It lets you get 3 seats side by side in the back of even a small car. But if you have like a Graco or a seat with a wider base, you're only going to be able to get 2 of them in here. So like most cars, you have 2 latches on either side. You can secure the seats by seat belts also, and then you have the tether behind the seat. The Chevy Volt has 3 tethers in the back, so you can have 3 seats or use the seats in any configuration, even a middle seat for a kid, and then fit 2 more adults back here. A little tight, but it would work. So I'm going to secure the tether here. Pretty easy to get to on these. Now, reducing the tether reduces the forward motion of the car seat significantly in impact. It's always a good idea to use the tether. Clip, tighten, secured.
Stroller is visible.
Okay.
You're in the shot, you can see cargo.
Okay, go ahead and record.
Okay, I start rolling.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not going to blame my wife even though it was totally her fault. But let's just say one of us got the start and stop functionality on the camera mixed up. And so we don't actually have a shot of us filling the trunk of the Volt up with all of this stuff. But, as you can see here, it did all fit. The stroller, the backpack, the baby bag, the kick on the stroller even, as well as the second car seat piece. So it's all in here, and it all fit in with actually a decent amount of room on the side. So you could still cram a whole bunch of soft stuff in here, duffel bag, small duffel bag, things like that. So, I mean, it's a hatchback. It works.
Bonus storage opportunity here. You've got this little cubby with a net with a pretty good amount of space for side stuff, the things that you don't want rolling around in the trunk. With all the stuff out of the back, an umbrella stroller will actually fit back here, with lots of room for other stuff.
We can't award any bonus points for cramming the umbrella stroller in with the rest of the stuff, however. With this big center battery in the way, the Chevy Volt just doesn't have enough space for you to fit anything along where the feet would normally go for an adult.
There's a lot of extra space inside the car for putting things, so that's kind of handy. They've done a pretty good job of making it feel bigger on the inside. So the second generation of the Chevy Volt comes with an EPA rated electric only range of 53 miles. That's plenty of juice to get around in most circumstances, and then the gasoline engine kicks on after that, so you could drive across the country if you want to, just like a regular car. I had a first generation Volt for a little while, a 2013, that had an electric only range of 38 miles. My experience with that car was most of the time, most of my day, I didn't have to use any gas at all. And on the days where I drove a little bit extra or a little bit outside of my normal route, I found that if I just had 5 or 6 extra miles of range, I would have made it without using any gas at all. So going from 38 to 53 miles on this version is a huge win. The fit and finish on the second generation Volts is way better than the first one too. The first one is a nice put together car, but this one has extra space. It doesn't have that weird shiny dash in the middle. The doors feel a lot more solid. The information system on here has a lot of features, including feedback for how you're driving and what you're doing. This is kind of cool. This is something that not all electric cars have, but to be able to see feedback for your technique, how the terrain is impacting your driving, climate settings, and outside temperature, that's pretty nice to be able to get the most efficient use out of your battery power. Some of the models come equipped with navigation, some of them do not. If you don't have navigation, you can use the OnStar features to nav. We had that on an Escalade and it worked pretty well. What you can do is just press the OnStar button and ask to have somebody route you.
Connecting to OnStar. This call may be recorded for quality purposes.
This is Brian. How may I assist you?
Hi Brian, good afternoon. Could you please plot me a course to Home Depot in Burleson, Texas?
Sure, I'll be happy to assist you with that. Okay, I have located a Home Depot in Burleson, Texas at 300 Northwest John Jones Drive. And I'll be happy to download these directions for your vehicle, and just know that we're here whenever you need us.
Thank you, Brian. Have a good day.
You do the same. I'm downloading now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Directions are now being sent to your vehicle.
Climate features are pretty straightforward. They're all controlled here. The dash layout is pretty clean. It shows you your total battery, your total gas tank, the engine and what it's doing here, and the battery powered motor and what it's doing over here, including your regen. So that's the 2017 Chevy Volt. Safety wise, it's scored a 5-star rating from the IIHS top safety pick. There are available features like adaptive cruise control and lane departure warning. It'll actually nudge the steering wheel to keep you in the lane, so lane keeping, that's kind of nice. So for this vehicle, we're going to give it 3.75 out of 5 strollers. It works great if you've got a bunch of littles. Family of 5 will fit in here just fine. However, once they start getting to the point where they need a full-sized seat, it won't seat 5 adults. That's what brought it right down under 4. Cargo capacity on it was fine. Lots of space with it being a hatchback. It's a very efficient car. You can get around just fine without using any gas if you want to. But once you get to a point where your kids are grown up, you're going to need a different car. So if you felt this review was helpful for you at all, go ahead and leave a like. Feel free to ask any questions, comments, concerns about the vehicle or any other vehicle, or even propose or recommend a car for us to do a review on. Subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell and get notified on the next Will Stroller video. And until then, drive safe and we'll see you for our next review.